Good morning, students. Today our topic is purpose of program planning. How to write a program. We take a simple example. Suppose your teacher asks you to solve a arithmetic problem and you are not familiar with the steps involved in solving the problem. Then you will not be able to solve it. The same principle applies to writing a computer program. A programmer cannot write the instruction for a computer to execute unless program knows how to solve the problem. Now here today we will discuss the different steps of writing a program. Before writing the program, the logic of the program should be clear. Means statements or the instruction for solving a problem should be written in proper sequence and all the statements should be written. No statement, no instruction should be missing to get the correct answer. First, we will discuss algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm is a step by step description of how to arrive at a solution of a given problem. An algorithm refers to logic of the program. It is defined as a sequence of instructions that when executed in specified sequence, the desired results are obtained. In order to qualify as an algorithm, the sequence of instructions must possess three characteristics. Each instruction should be precise and ambiguous. Each instruction should be executed in finite time. No instruction should be repeated indefinitely. And last is after executing the instruction, desired results are obtained. These are the few instructions which should be followed while writing an algorithm. Now we take an example. Uh, Suppose 50 students in a class appeared in final examination. Division column of their mark sheet contain the division, first, second, third division and fail, etc. If their mark sheets are available with you, write a program to calculate and print the total number of students who passed in first division. Now we have to write the algorithm for this problem. Here we have two values. Total number of students evaluated should be 50, and out of these we have to calculate how many students got the first division. Now we take two variable, total first division and total mark sheet checked. These are initialized to 0 in the starting. Second step, we take mark sheet of next student, that is in the starting it is first. Check the division column of the mark sheet to see if it is first or not. If it is not first, then we skip step 4 and go to step 5. Otherwise, if it is first, we go to step 4 और step 4 में हम क्या करेंगे, add 1 to total first division. After 4 we come to step 5, we add first to total mark sheet checked. Then in step 6, if check total mark sheet checked is equal to 50, if yes, then we go to step 7, otherwise we again go to step 2, means take the mark sheet of next student, and these steps will be repeated 50 times. In the last we write total first division. It will write the count of first division students. Okay, means here in simple English language we write the steps how to write a algorithm, and after writing the algorithm we write the program directly, and algorithm is written in simple English language. Here is also one more example, you can discuss it next. Next example, suppose there are 100 employees in an organization. Organization wants to distribute annual bonus to the employees based on their performance recorded in their annual appraisal form. Every employee appraisal form contain his or basic pay and grade of his or performance during the year. The grade is of three category: A for outstanding, B for good, C for average performance. And the bonus for the employee is 100% of the basic pay for outstanding performance, 70% of the basic pay for good performance, 40% of the basic pay for average performance and none no for all other. Write the algorithm to calculate and print the total bonus amount. कितना पे किया total bonus. In this we initialize total bonus जो हमें count करना है equal to 0 and total employee checked is equal to 0. टोटल एम्प्लॉयज़ हमें 100 चेक करने हैं तो इसको स्टार्टिंग हमने 0 दे दी. इनिशियलाइज बोनस एंड बेसिक सैलरी टू 0. स्टेप 3 टेक अप्राइजल फॉर्म ऑफ द नेक्स्ट एम्प्लॉय. स्टेप 4 रीड एम्प्लॉय बेसिक सैलरी एंड द ग्रेड. इफ ग्रेड इज इक्वल टू ए देन बोनस इज इक्वल टू बेसिक पे, क्योंकि हमें 100% देना है बेसिक पे का. गो टू स्टेप 8. 8 मीन्स हम बोनस ऐड करेंगे टोटल बोनस में. ऐड बोनस टू द टोटल बोनस एज वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट द टोटल बोनस आल्सो. नाउ इफ स्टेप 5 में ग्रेड इज नॉट इक्वल टू ए देन वी कम टू स्टेप 6. ग्रेड इज इक्वल टू बी. इफ ग्रेड इज इक्वल टू बी देन बोनस इज इक्वल टू बेसिक सैलरी मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 0.7 दैट इज 70%. इफ इट इज ओके देन गो टू स्टेप 8 मीन्स टोटल बोनस ऐड कर देंगे बोनस में. अदरवाइज इफ स्टेप 6 में ग्रेड ए भी नहीं है और बी भी नहीं है देन कम टू स्टेप 7. इफ ग्रेड इज इक्वल टू सी देन बोनस इज इक्वल टू बेसिक पे इंटू 0.4 40% ऑफ द बेसिक पे. 7 के बाद ऑटोमेटिक 8 पे आएंगे. ऐड बोनस टू द टोटल बोनस. अब 9th स्टेप में हम ऐड 1 टू द टोटल एम्प्लॉय चेक्ड. स्टार्टिंग में हमारा टोटल एम्प्लॉय चेक 0 था. 1 एम्प्लॉय चेक हो गया तो 1 हो जाएगी टोटल एम्प्लॉय चेक में. ओके. फिर 10th स्टेप में हम चेक करेंगे इफ़ टोटल एम्प्लॉयज़ चेक्ड इज़ लेस देन 100 देन गो टू स्टेप 2. रिपीट सेम प्रोसेस अगेन एंड अगेन 100 times. When total employee checked is equal to 100 then print total bonus and in the last we stop it. Okay. Now this is the way how to write an algorithm. Now next is flowchart. Flowchart is another tool of writing the program. What is flowchart? Flowchart is pictorial representation of an algorithm. Programmer often use it as a program planning tool for visually organizing a sequence of steps necessary to solve the problem. यहाँ पे विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन होगी सीक्वेंस ऑफ स्टेप्स की. ओके. उसमें हम एल्गोरिथम में सिंपल स्टेप बाय स्टेप लिखते हैं. यहाँ पे विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन मीन्स पिक्टोरियल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है. It uses boxes of different shapes to denote different type of instruction. Actual instructions are written within these boxes using clear and concise statements. Solid line having arrow marks connect these boxes to indicate the flow of operation. That is the exact sequence in which to execute the instruction. Why we use the flowchart? Algorithm is first represented as a flowchart. Flowchart is then expressed in a programming language to prepare the computer program. Main advantage is that two-step approach in program writing is that while drawing a flowchart, program need not to take attention to the detailed elements of the programming language. Now the programmer fully concentrate on the logic of the solution of the problem. When flowchart is completed, in the flowchart we can detect any error in the logic in case it may be in the program. Once flowchart is ready, program can concentrate on the coding operation of each box of the flowchart in terms of statement of the programming language. Different symbols used in the flowchart. Number 1, terminal symbol. Terminal symbol indicate the beginning, end and pause in a program logic flow. It is the first and the last symbol in a flowchart. In addition, if program logic has a pause, It is also indicated with the terminal symbol. A pause normally used in a program logic under some error condition. Second is input output box. This is parallelogram shape. Input output symbol denote any function of input output nature in a program. Hence, all program instructions to input output data from any type of input output device such as keyboard, mouse, scanner, monitor, printer, plotter are indicated with the help of input output symbol in the flowchart. Each instruction in input output data from or to the storage device are also indicated in the input output symbol. Third is processing. Processing symbol, this is rectangular shape box. Arithmetic and data movement instructions are written in this box. All the arithmetic processing of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division are indicated by the processing symbol. Logical processing of moving data from one location to main memory or to another is also denoted by this symbol. When more than one arithmetic or data movement instruction are to be executed, they are normally placed in the same box and they are assumed to be executed in the order of their appearance. Next is decision box. This is rhombus shape box, indicate decision point. That is a point at which branch of one or two or more alternatives are possible. ठीक है. In next figure we show the different decision boxes. ठीक है. See in this figure 11.2 different decision box, output clearly indicated. ठीक है. Criteria for making decision is indicated in the decision box. Moreover, the condition upon which each of the possible exit point is executed should be identified. Now this in this decision box, answer may be true or false, that is yes or no. Two-way branch decision is there. Next B part, three-way decision. We compare two number A and B. Then if A equal to B, one branch, A less than B, another branch, A greater than B, third branch. Three-way branch decision. And in 11.2C, multi-way branch decision is there. We check the value of I equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. More than 2 or 3 alternatives are there. Then this type of decision box is used. Then here are many branches and one is chosen depending upon the answer. Then fifth part of the flowchart symbol is flow lines. Flow lines with arrowhead indicate the flow of operation, that is exact sequence in which instructions are executed. Normal flow of flowchart is from top to bottom or left to right. Arrowhead are required only when normal flow is not followed. Good practice and to avoid the ambiguity, flow lines are usually drawn with arrowhead at the point of entry to the symbols. Good practice also dictate that the crossing of flow lines should be avoided. It is not acceptable. And the last flowchart symbol is connector. When flowchart becomes so complex that the number and the direction of flow lines are confusing or spread from more than one page, then it is useful to utilize connector symbols as a substitute for flow lines. Symbol represent an entry point or an exit point to another part of the flowchart. Connector symbol is a circle with a letter or digit placed within it, indicate a link. A pair of identical label connector symbol are used to indicate a continuous flow when we use a line is confusing. Okay, This is all about the various symbols used in the flow chart. Now take simple example of drawing the flow chart. वही पुराना एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस करते हैं. A student appear in an examination consisting of 10 subjects with each subject having maximum of 100 marks. Student roll number, name, marks obtained by him in various subjects are supplied as input data, such as collection of related data items treated as a unit is also known as record. Draw the flow chart for this problem. Now in figure 11.3, flow chart is drawn for this problem. Here we have to read the data of 100 students, and about one student we have to read the name, roll number and marks in 10 subjects. All this data is read in one read box. Okay, then starting जब हमारा first box होगा start box, then come to the read box, read input data. उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है, टोटल स्टूडेंट्स के मार्क्स ऐड करने हैं. तो हमारा कैलकुलेशन बॉक्स होगा, प्रोसेसिंग बॉक्स होगा और उसकी शेप होती है रेक्टेंगुलर बॉक्स. रेक्टेंगुलर बॉक्स में हम ऐड करेंगे, ऐड मार्क्स ऑफ ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स गिविंग टोटल. देन वी कैलकुलेट द परसेंटेज इज इक्वल टू 10 सब्जेक्ट्स में मार्क्स हैं तो टोटल को हम 10 से डिवाइड करेंगे, वी गेट द परसेंटेज. आफ्टर दिस वी राइट द डाटा. ओके, एंड लास्ट इज स्टॉप. नाउ इन दिस फ्लो चार्ट only record of one student is read and printed. Okay, now this is a simple flow chart. Here flow is from top to bottom. Similarly अगर हमें यही 50 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए करना है हमें, तो नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल जो है हमारा नेक्स्ट फ्लो चार्ट उसमें रिपीट किया हुआ है. देखो, स्टार्ट बॉक्स, रीड इनपुट डाटा, वी कम टू फिगर 11.4. इसमें स्टार्ट किया, रीड इनपुट डाटा, ऐड मार्क्स ऑफ ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स गिविंग टोटल, देन परसेंटेज इज इक्वल टू टोटल डिवाइडेड बाय 10, राइट आउटपुट डाटा. नाउ इसके बाद हमने कनेक्ट किया इसको रीड बॉक्स से. आउटपुट राइट बॉक्स को हमने रीड बॉक्स से कनेक्ट कर दिया. मीन्स अगेन इट विल रीड द डाटा and read input data, calculate total and percentage and then write the result. Okay, but this is infinite loop. It is endless processing loop. इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, कंडीशन लगानी पड़ेगी हमें लास्ट में. कम टू एग्जाम्पल 11.5 एंड 11.6. 11.5 में हमने काउंट लास्ट में जो है डिसीजन बॉक्स ऐड किया और एक काउंटर यूज़ किया स्टार्टिंग में, काउंट इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड add 1 to count after processing each record of the student. If count is equal to 50, then stop. No, then again read the data. Then this flow chart will read result of 50 student and calculate the total and the percentage marks. Okay, we can चेंज इट आल्सो कि हम 50 से कम या ज़्यादा भी कर सकते हैं. तो उसके लिए 11.6 में जो जर्नलाइज्ड फ्लो चार्ट है उस सोल्यूशन के लिए, स्टार्ट, रीड इनपुट डाटा, रोल नंबर हम इनवैलिड डाल देंगे स्टार्टिंग में. इफ रोल नंबर इज इक्वल टू 000, yes, then stop. Now this is the condition of stopping. Otherwise it can calculate the result of 5 students or it can calculate the result of 100 students, 50 students, 150 students. Okay, it depends कि जब हम रोल नंबर हमारा इनवैलिड होगा 000, then it will stop. Otherwise this flow chart will continue. Okay, this is the way how to write the flow chart. Now next come to what are the advantage and disadvantage of writing the flow charts. Flow chart is Pictorial representation. Use of flowchart for program planning provide following benefits. Number 1, basic communication. A flowchart is pictorial representation of program. Therefore, it is easier for a programmer to explain the logic of a program to some programmer. Second, proper program documentation. प्रोग्राम डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में क्या होता है? कलेक्टिंग, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, स्टोरिंग and maintaining a complete historical record of the program. All these are associated with the flow chart. Third is efficient coding. Once flow chart is ready, programmer find it very easy to write the corresponding program because the flow chart act as a road map for them. Error free, it is ultimate result is error free program development at faster rate. Systematic debugging means removing the errors, bugs means error, debug means removing the error. A flowchart is very helpful in detecting, locating, removing mistakes in a program in systematic manner because programmer find it easier to follow logic of the program in flowchart form. Process of removing error in a program is known as debugging. Systematic testing. Testing is the process of confirming whether a program will successfully do all its intended job under the specified constraints. For testing a program, the program is executed with different set of data as input to test the different path of a program logic. Okay. Next come to limitation. In spite of many advantages, flowchart have following limitation. Flowchart are very time consuming and laborious to draw with proper symbol and spacing, especially for large complex program. In this chapter we have seen examples of small flowcharts developed for relatively small problems. You can very well imagine how difficult it would be to develop a detailed flowchart for a program containing 50,000 statements. There is no standard determining the amount of detail that should be included in a flowchart. Owing to the symbol string nature of the flowcharting, any change or modification in the program logic will usually require a completely new flowchart. Redrawing a flowchart being a tedious task, many programmers don't redraw or modify the corresponding flowchart when they modify their program. This leaves a program and its flowchart in an inconsistent state, that is, logic used in the program and that shown in its flowchart don't match. This defeats the purpose of use of flowcharts as documentation support for program. To take care of this problem, many companies use software tools that automatically generate flowchart directly from program code. These software tools read program's instruction and draw an equivalent flowchart of its logic. That is, the flowcharts are drawn from program code mainly for documentation purpose as it is defined previously. Next, come to the flowchart rule. While programmers have a good deal of freedom in creating flowchart, an American National Standard Institute has recommended a number of general rules for guidelines to help standardize the flowcharting process. Various computer manufacturer and data processing departments usually have similar flowcharting standards. The basic flowcharting rules and guidelines are: number 1, first chart the main line of logic and then incorporate detail. Second point, maintain a consistent level of detail for a given flowchart. Don't chart every detail, otherwise flowchart will only be graphic representation of all the steps of corresponding program. A reader interested in detail can refer to program itself. Fourth point, use of common statements that are easy to understand for words within a flowchart symbol. Descriptive titles written in designer's own language should be used rather than machine oriented language. Fifth point, be consistent in using name and variable in flowcharts. Sixth point, go from left to right and top to bottom in constructing flowchart. Seventh point, keep the flowchart as simple as possible. Crossing of flow line should be avoided. Eighth and last, it is new flowcharting page is needed. Break the flowchart at the input or output point. Moreover, use properly labeled connector to link the portion of the flowchart on different page. Next, pseudocode. Pseudocode is another program planning tool used in planning program logic. Pseudo means imitation. Code refer to instruction written in programming language. Pseudocode refers to imitation of actual computer instruction. These pseudo instructions are phrases written in ordinary natural language that computer cannot understand. Pseudocode use a structure that resemble computer instruction. When a programmer uses pseudocode for program planning, he or she can concentrate on developing the logic of the program without worrying about the syntax for writing the program instruction. Because pseudocode does not have any syntax rule for formulating instruction. Once the programmer is convinced that program logic is sound, he or she can easily convert the pseudocode into suitable programming language. Since pseudocode emphasizes the design of program, it is also a program design language. Pseudocode for basic logic structure. There are three control structures: sequence logic, selection logic, iteration logic. Sequence logic. It is used for performing instruction one after another in a sequence. Thus, for sequence logic, pseudocode instructions are written in the order or the sequence in which they are to be performed. Logic flow of pseudocode is from top to bottom as shown here. Okay. Then come to selection code. Selection logic, also known as decision logic, is used for making decision. It is used for selecting the proper path out of two or more alternative paths in the program logic. Selection logic is depicted in if then else or if then or with case statement. As we use decision box in the flow chart. And next is iteration. Iteration means repetition. When one or more instructions may be executed several times depending upon some condition. It uses two structures called do while, repeat until. They are explained in example 11.15 and 11.16 of the flow chart. Okay, their corresponding pseudocode will be used with do while loop and repeat until loop. Okay, like this is same as written in the flowchart diagram. Okay, then simple pseudocode for the examples is written here for the problem with indentation or without indentation. Okay, then come to the advantage and disadvantages of pseudocode. Advantages: as compared to flowchart, converting a pseudocode to a programming language is much easier. As compared to flowchart, it is easier to modify the pseudocode of a program logic when program modifications are necessary. Writing pseudocode involves much less time and efforts than drawing an equivalent flowchart. Moreover, as compared to writing a program in an actual programming language, pseudocode is easier to write because it has only few rules to follow, allowing a programmer to concentrate on the logic of the program. And last is limitation of the pseudocode. In case of pseudocode, graphic representation of program logic is not available. There are no standard rules to follow in writing the pseudocode. Different programmers use their own style of writing pseudocode, hence communication problem occur due to lack of standardization. Last point, for a beginner it is most difficult to follow logic of pseudocode or write pseudocode as compared to flowcharting. Hope you have cleared it. Thank you. Have a nice day.